What is going on, everyone? Jake Blaine here at the Apocalypse Movies. That is Keith Barnes, and we are here to give our spoiler-filled review and thoughts on the Predator, the new Shane Black movie. The first Predator in almost a decade. I mean, it's been pretty...
About 10 years.
Yeah, it's been pretty close. Predators was the last one. But yeah, this one has a gigantic cast. Shane Black directed, who's from The Nice Guys, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. He was in the original Predator.
Iron Man 3.
Yeah, he directed Iron Man 3. That's right. I keep forgetting about that one. But yeah, you got Boyd Holbrook, you got Olivia Munn, Jacob Tremblay, Keegan-Michael Key. You have a gigantic cast of this movie. So we're here going to give our quick spoiler-filled discussion on the movie, whether we liked it, not liked it, do we recommend it, do we not recommend it. We saw it at separate showings. We have not discussed this yet, so it's all going to be a little bit of a surprise. I literally just walked out of the theater. I'm here to review this, so I'm very, very fresh on this. But I believe that both of us have a pretty good history with this franchise. The first one is amazing. Schwarzenegger at his best. It is so good. Predator 2 obviously is a little bit of a step down, but it's still a little fun. It's very much in the vein of the franchise. And the franchise has taken a major step back since then. And we are crossing our fingers that this would be the one that kind of returned us to that state of mind. Did it do it for you, Keith?
Well, let me just really quick, because we're going to make it fast, but to go back, Predator is one of those movies I don't think I've ever talked about this on camera, but that time in the 80s with the big action sci-fi era, like Aliens, was one of the first, I think the first R-rated movie I ever saw with my dad. I was about 7 or 8 years old. And Predator was right after that, I think in 87.
They all came in bunches, man.
Yeah. That whole, and right in that Schwarzenegger era with like that and like Total
Stallone
Recall,
and all
Man.
those
Yes,
movies,
Stallone, all those, yeah. So Predator and Predator 2 were both like definitely, especially Predator 2 was definitely of its time. I haven't seen it in a long time, but
Danny Glover, man.
Danny Glover, Gary Busey.
Yeah, it's such a fun movie.
Set in '97, which is
in a different kind of LA too.
Yeah, right.
A different kind of LA.
And this one gave me a lot of the same. It reminded me of those. There are a lot of elements in this movie that reminded me of those two in that style,
which is a good thing.
Yes, yes and no. It's not going to hold up the way those do.
No,
definitely not. This is going to be. I'll just say right off the bat, this one's probably going to be forgettable.
I will. It is going to be forgettable. It will.
I was trying to be nice.
I forgot about it already.
Yeah, I didn't hate this movie. Let me just say that I didn't hate it. Sorry to say, I've seen worse. So it makes it sound like, this movie's... I don't think it's the worst thing you'll ever see, but it's not great. It's not great.
Yeah, it's... I had some good expectations for the movie, I'll be honest, and it's solely based off of Shane Black.
Yeah.
I adore what he does as a filmmaker. The Nice Guys is probably one of my favorite movies of the last decade.
A few years, right. I feel the same way.
It is so good to me. I love what he does with the characters and story and how he kind of puts his different twist on it. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang obviously is phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's a stinker, man. It's a flat out stinker. It is, and I don't know if it was my expectations or and I in the 20 minutes that I drove over here to sit in this review, and as I was processing this, I was wondering, I'm like, okay, like I don't ever like doing this, but
I know. Just
does the studio have an issue with getting involved in this type of movie? And because as I'm watching this, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like,
what it is?
I'm thinking to myself, this does not feel like a Shane Black movie.
Okay.
It does not feel like a Shane Black movie.
I'm glad you said that. See, because I was sitting there wondering, maybe about 2/3 away in it, I'm thinking to myself, man, has Shane Black lost it?
I kept waiting for that moment to be like...
Has he lost it? I think he's lost it.
And there were moments in the movie where I was like, okay, that's Shane Black.
You're right.
Okay, that's Shane Black.
Definitely.
But I kept waiting for a moment to be like, okay, this feels like it could be his movie. Maybe he just messed up and it's his movie, but... And then I thought about it, and I don't like doing this, but it's like 20th Century Fox is the studio behind it, and look what they've done in the past.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if this is the case because it's not a comic book movie. It's not a gigantic franchise like those movies are these days.
Yeah.
But it makes me wonder, like, what happened behind the scenes, because the best way I can describe this movie is that it just happened.
Yeah, just a movie.
Like, it just happened. Like, it went by so quick. I'm going to forget about it by tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's just a movie that happened.
There's a podcast that Weekly Planet sure to watch and I listen to, and Mr. Sunday Movies, and one of his ratings, he just says it's just a movie.
Yeah,
and I think that's what this is.
And that it's very unfortunate because of the Predator name.
Yeah,
like these movies.
Listen, this is gonna go the way of, and we'll see how the next Terminator comes. I have high hopes for that one because of Tim Miller, but it's probably in that mode. I think the time's passed. The time's passed for Terminator, Predator. It's one of those things.
I do think that there's a filmmaker out there that can do it. The issue is, I think those filmmakers don't want to touch these franchises.
Yes, probably.
Denis Villeneuve,
yeah.
Alfonso Cuarón, like those type of names.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep continuing to get the Shane Blacks or the Neil Blomkamps or like that type of stuff, and they're not gonna.
Alien, that's another one. You see what happened with the Alien
Covenant
last year.
Yeah, exactly. And that was Ridley Scott, like 20th Century Fox again. It's like we don't know what's going on there, but there are some bright spots in the movie. I think personally,
the cast,
like the chemistry between them is awesome. There are moments where I'm like that. I don't like that. Specifically with comedy moments, because I think it overtook what this movie could have been. Like they needed to go back to real hardcore action and kind of a grittiness. But that is the Shane Black element. That's the issue. Right. And after thinking about it, I'm like, I don't know if he's really the right guy to bring this movie back.
Probably not. He didn't write the first one. He was in it, and he was on set to help with some of the little script doctoring, and they just put him in it. But he didn't write the first one. John McTiernan, who did Die Hard, one of the best action movies ever. He directed the first one. I'm not sure about the second one, but yeah, there were a lot of moments you could tell were a little forced as far as the comedy goes. And then those moments went a little too long, I think, at least in my opinion. And there were parts where, like, you're right. It felt like, is it trying to be a comedy, or are they trying to be a series? The first one's like it's like a horror movie.
Really. And that's the issue. The Predator is a horror character.
Right.
He is a scary, scary character.
And them, this organization or whatever, the military.
We don't even know who they are.
Explaining what they do. Like, we're not supposed to. I don't know. One of the things that I love about the Predator franchise, and particularly the first two movies, we have no idea what they are, where they come from. They don't talk. There's no explaining. The characters always have to figure it out.
I will say that I do like the idea of trying to figure it out.
Yeah,
kind of giving a backstory, but the way this happened, like, and I love him. He's probably one of the best actors going right now. But Sterling K. Brown was awful in this movie.
He was very over the top.
He was awful.
You're right. I just watched Black Panther again the other day.
He's so good. His character is so bad in this movie.
It's very over the top.
It's ridiculous.
And
he literally drops the F-bomb
and
probably every 3 words.
Every
3 words.
It's
ridiculous. I mean, outside of that, though, I think Boyd Holbrook can be an action star. I think he can be awesome. I mean, he was in Logan as the bad guy, or like a mercenary bad guy. Yeah. He can do some awesome stuff. I like Olivia Munn, but I don't think she was really given stuff to do in the movie.
Yeah, I thought she was all right.
She was just kind of like a flat line through the entire thing.
She was kind of, it seemed like, and I liked her too. I think she was there to set up jokes for the other guys.
Yeah, and again, she was just kind of there. Yeah. Like, she was just kind of there.
I liked the one guy. Nebraska. He was a great. That character is awesome. He was great. I love the chemistry between him and Boyd Holbrook. I thought they were very good together.
I will say though, his ending, horrible.
Yeah.
Everything was so rushed. And that's one of the big things I took away from this movie. And I thought this even before the movie ended, probably about 40 minutes in, I'm like, this movie needs to be 20 minutes longer.
Yeah.
There is no backstory. There's no development. It literally went straight into everything within 10 minutes.
Yeah.
There was nothing there.
Yeah, and they try to give us the like, you don't get the feel of the chemistry between the team as much as
it happens so quick
with the first one. Yeah, because that's what I meant when I said it felt forced. Like in the first one, they're a team of mercenaries.
Well, and we see them on that mission to begin with.
Right.
And we kind of get pieces of them.
Yeah, this one they just threw this guy on a bus and they're all just giving each other backstories of like, he did this, he choked his da-da-da-da, he tried to do this, and then he's kind of, well, okay, fine. But they're all cracking jokes and showing how crazy they are. Yeah. Thomas Jane basically playing himself in this movie. What did you think about the kid? The kid from Room.
Jacob Tremblay. I like him, and he didn't do a whole lot. And it was because the story went through him. He was the thread. Yeah. And I like the way they kind of gave him that the disease factor, if you will.
Yeah, right. He's got the knowledge.
Yeah, exactly. And it's an evolution, and they're trying to bring that to the forefront. But it just didn't fit with the Predator movie.
Yeah, I agree.
I would have rather have seen a replica of the original in the city than see this.
Yeah,
I wanted to see an action. I want to see the Predator kicking butt.
Yeah. And then just got to figure out how to beat it.
Exactly.
Not this one, and then another bigger one shows up, and they got.
Yeah, and I will say this though, I liked the first Predator.
Me too.
The original, the original one, the smaller one,
yeah,
and then when the ultimate, they're calling it the Ultimate Predator. When he showed up, I was like,
big giant one. I was like,
I don't know, I don't know how I feel about this because it all had to do with the Predators. They're finding dying worlds. They're basically Zod in a way. They're taking DNA from all these worlds, and they're trying to basically evolve themselves. Yeah. And we see this Predator. We don't know who he has evolved with, but he's this gigantic. He's 11 feet tall, like I said. He's able to grow an exoskeleton that basically makes him bulletproof. Yeah. I don't know if I like that yet.
Even though they still shoot him and cut him and hit him.
Yeah, well, the issue with me is like I'm cool with that happening, but
if it was just him, maybe.
Well. I would rather see that in the sequel to this one, or maybe the threequel to this one.
Yeah.
Not this one, because this is the one that's really bringing us back into the fold of the franchise. Like, just give us the straight Predator movie.
Yeah.
Get it off on a good note, then go into something else going
just
on.
The extra,
because they obviously set up a sequel with that ending.
Yeah.
They basically gave the human beings a Terminator Predator body.
Yeah.
And so and that's where that's the first, like, when I saw that, I go, studio move.
Yeah.
Studio move in a
100%.
heartbeat, which is why I'm like,
100%.
Shane Black was not able to give his Predator movie.
No.
And I guarantee you, he's the type of guy that will never say anything, but I guarantee you that this is probably about, I'll say at max, 60% of his movie.
Is there a director's cut that we'll get?
I don't know if we'll ever,
we'll never.
I don't know, man.
We won't see that or a sequel.
Yeah, which is so unfortunate because the franchise it's such a rich franchise. Yeah. It sucks. And like you said, it may be a dying breed. We're all into these comic book movies and other stuff going on, and it's kind of the sci-fi, the part of sci-fi that we may never get into again.
I think that's what it is.
Which is very unfortunate because that was its heyday.
Yeah.
That was its heyday. So, all right, so to finish off this review, we're stepping away from the number scale, and we're going straight to recommend it or not recommend it. Is it worth your money? Maybe, maybe not. Keith, what do you got for this one, man? The Predator.
I do not recommend this necessarily for the theater. I'll say, you know what, rental, Redbox, whatever. You know what, Redbox, what, $2 or something like that.
Yeah, not very much.
Save it for that. Don't get it on any digital thing where it's $4 or $5. Just if you want to see it, you're bored at home. You want to see some monsters and people with machine guns doing battle. Go ahead, but. You can skip it.
I'm with Keith on this one. I do not recommend this movie at all, and it's very unfortunate because of the expectations I had for it. I don't even know if I would say spend $2 at Redbox. I'd say wait for it to show up on your free movie channels if you have those.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be a while, but quite honestly, it's not really a movie that you're going to remember, and so which is very, very unfortunate, especially for two guys who really enjoy the Predator franchise from back in the day. So, that's our spoiler-filled review of the Predator. The new Shane Black film with a pretty big cast. Keith and I both do not recommend this movie. I'm sorry if you watched this before you didn't see, or before you didn't see the movie. And so, thank you for joining us today on our review. Check out apocalypsemovies.com, this YouTube channel, reviews, reactions, the Padawan podcast, and everything else we got going on this channel. We really, really appreciate it. Can't thank you guys enough for the support. So, for Keith, for myself, thank you again for joining us. And until next time, see you later.